Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game 120 versus Lin. This game taking place on Tide Hunters 1.2. Undead versus Orc as 120 spawning as the blue Undead off to the north, opening up with an Altar of Darkness and Crypt. Finally, down to the south side here, Lin opening things up with Altar of Storms, War Mill, most likely going to be Farseer, followed by that Barracks for Headhunters. All right, pretty standard openings coming in so far from both of these players. Death Knight going to be making his presence known here onto the battlefield in just a moment as this game gets underway. Farseer summons up some Spirit Wolves, is perhaps going to be trying to do some creeping. The this barracks is actually significantly late. This is not your normal timing. Tech to tier 2 before building that barracks. So this tech to tier 2 is going to be incredibly fast. The Farseer not going to be able to get much harassment in. Instead, going after an easy creep camp, taking down that giant sea turtle, and now making a run for it with that Cloak of Shadows. Off to the north side, the Death Knight doing some creeping with some, Rod of Necromancy and Ghouls to try and get to level 2, that faster movement speed, making such a big difference overall. All right. Oh, what an interesting play by the Farseer of Lin, doing or taking down two giant sea turtles, the level 4 creeps that have medium armor, very easy to take out, and taking it away from his opponent while picking up the items himself. Death Knight sitting at level 2, Claws of Attack +5, going up against the Farseer, sitting at level 1. His army is rather small, but he does have a bit of a tech advantage as his War Mill is already done, and that tech to tier 2 is 2/3 of the way done as well. All right. Death Knight at level 2. Both sides going to be fighting and exchanging blows. Death Knight down to 391 hit points, but taking more experience away from his opponent. Farseer is 2/3 of the way through as Ghouls are still, making their way out onto the battlefield. Farseer has to be incredibly careful here. That army of Ghouls and Skeletal Minions can easily get a surround off as the Death Knight, taking this opportunity, 120 saying, you know what, your army looks really small. Does that mean I can just clear out all of your useful creep camps and thereby deny you a bit of experience? Picking up a Gloves of Haste and now looking to retreat back once more. That Skeletal Minion is going to get taken down. Down to the south side here, we are looking at that tech to tier 2 nearly done. We should be looking at a second hero. It is going to be a Tauren Chieftain, and we still haven't seen any headhunters yet. Instead, going into a bestiary at that 4-minute 19-second mark. Farseer perhaps going to head back off to the north here, try and put in a little bit of pressure. Headhunters are, in fact, out here on the battlefield. They were being grouped together and are now ready to engage in combat. All right, going after the Ogre Magi here. A little bit of poke damage onto that Ogre Magi. Spirit Wolves absorbing quite a bit. And Farseer may be able to summon a new round of Spirit Wolves here in just a moment. There's level 2, picking up the Potion of Invulnerability and leaving. All right. Lin is a man on the mission with all of these creep camps, taking down one creep, picking up the item, and then leaving. He's shopping from all of those creep camps and picking up only what he really wants and needs. Spirit Wolves finishing off down across here. A little bit of poke damage to finish off these warriors. There goes one. Another warrior could get finished off here, but that does deal 14 to 15 normal damage, which could cause a bit of problems. Tauren Chieftain already on the board with some experience here as we're looking at this one, a Tide Warrior about to get finished off. Off to the center portion of the map, two giant sea turtles. Dark Ranger as the second hero over the Lich, surprisingly enough, as we are at Halls of the Dead and currently staying there. No tech to tier 3 as of yet. All right, Dark Ranger dual Gloves of Haste could be able to get a very large number of skeletal minions out here onto the battlefield, and this could be a perfect timing position, being able to easily and quickly clear out creep camps by reaching critical mass on a map like Tide Hunters, where the creeps often have a lot of units out here on the battlefield. You can see this orange creep camp here having had more than 3 units in this battlefield, meaning that you can generate more skeletal minions easily and continue to creep. Dark Ranger, oh no, Death Knight picks up a Ring of Regeneration. Should be easy healing there. They're level 2 now on the Dark Ranger, as more skeletal minions could have been popped up. I think, well, 120 not microing that Dark Ranger final attack enough. Chain Lightning taking down one of those ghouls as the units are now looking to retreat back. Farseer down to 199 hit points, down to 170. Death Coil could spell some problems. Farseer trying to get away. He's going to be able to buy that potion of healing. You're going to buy a healing salve. I'm going to go ahead and dive on in here. And as he's healing, the Tauren Chieftain trying to close in on that distance on that Death Knight. All right, Skeletal Minion's going to easily get cleaned up there in Snare, and every bit of free experience that you can get given to you by your opponent, you definitely take. Hey, Metaphysics, how you doing? All right, Ensnare could go down on that Death Knight and that Dark Ranger. There goes an Ensnare onto the creep camp instead. They're going to walk on up, try and do a little bit of hitting as a single Wind Rider could actually keep the Death Knight and the Dark Ranger at bay. That Wind Rider representing a large amount of damage, while being difficult to take out right now, as the Dark Ranger is the only unit that can actually deal damage to it. Peons now making their move back across. Death Coil, and Black Arrow summoning up a lesser Dark Minion, 9 to 10 damage, trying to rack up more damage again as we see Silence go down onto the Tauren Chieftain, while preventing him from being able to put his foot down. All right. Kodo Beast coming back across the other side now. Death Knight sitting at level 3. Dark Rangers retreating back at level 2 as the tech to tier 3 is nearly done. Slaughterhouse is nearly done. Lich is now being trained up, and this game is well underway. Dark Ranger continuing to retreat back here. Raiders trying to get some ensnares onto the hero units, but they were able to retreat back easily. Armies, after all this time, still relatively small. 40 over 50 supply, 45 over 52. Tauren Chieftain getting in some damage on this Null Overseer creep camp, picking up claws of attack +9 for that Farseer. So Farseer now with respectable auto attack damage should be able to land down a stomp. There goes two ghouls and some skeletal minions. The stun not lasting that long, but still could be damaging and threatening enough as the ghouls are trying to retreat back, able to do so once they were in with range of that holy aura. Tauren Chieftain continuing to fight back around. Skeletal minion is going to get finished off as the units do look to fall back again. Kodo Beast, Tauren Chieftain, 52 supply over 62. Expansion is up and operational. 14 gold a second going up against 10 gold a second, as 120 is still in no upkeep. Frost Nova going down onto some of those headhunters as we are looking at them taking down. Kodo Beast able to chomp down onto a ghoul. 52 supply compared to 41. Army size of Lin really not that much larger, but a nice stomp at level 2, finding multiple targets and stunning down the majority of that undead army. Level 2 stomp is going to be much wider radius. Is he going to be able to do that? Yes, gets the much wider radius and now able to try and hide that raider a little bit further back. It's wow, down to 1 hit point. Natural regeneration prevented the last hit from the lesser dark minion, but the Death Knight still finds that target. Death Coil saving the Lich there. Both sides still fighting their way through. 50 supply compared to 35. Obsidian statues keeping this army together still fairly well, as the Tauren Chieftain looking to perhaps take down some more of these units. A second Kodo Beast out here onto the battlefield, but it has nothing really to eat. Wind Rider, Death Coil, Frost Nova finding the Tauren Chieftain, falls at level 3. That sudden burst of damage right there, completely catching Lin off guard. Kodo Beast now back here on the battlefield. They're trying to retreat back. Are they going to be able to do very much? What is that Kodo Beast doing? He had a free escape to get away, only to get taken down, but he does finish digesting that ghoul first. This Kodo Beast still has plenty in its has room in its belly. Tauren Chieftain trying to finish things off. There goes an ensnare. Beautiful timing, as the Obsidian statue now trying to retreat back as well and get some repairs. All right, that Tauren Chieftain, however, able to launch the attack there. Wind Rider now going after perhaps that Destroyer, trying to find more of these very, very vulnerable or very crucial Obsidian statues. And there is the Scroll of Town Portal out of there. Tauren Chieftain, yeah, the strength-based hero, high hit points with Gauntlets of Ogre, strength +3, absolutely bursted down in a moment as that Tauren Chieftain just saw his life simply flash before his eyes before realizing what even really happened. Level 3 going up against, well, level 3, level 2, level 3, level 3, level 2 now, Death Knight, actually, so double level up. And, well, 120 with a big hero level advantage, 4-3-2 going up against a simple level 3 combination. We are still sitting at Stronghold here, no upgrade to Fortress. The Headhunters are not going to be upgrading to Berserker, and that may end up becoming a problem if they are not going to be in that Berserker form. Those hit points are going to be so low, especially once that Lich gets up to level 3 with level 2 Frost Nova. However, Tauren Chieftain trying to put his foot down, puts his foot down. Death Knight, Scroll of Town Portal, when he was down to 37 hit points, and now able to be whisked away. All right, this creep camp, no, there is actually something there, but you just can't see it. And, well, trying to wake up those creeps would be a little bit more difficult. Units looking to retreat back. Spirit Wolves being resummoned. Kodo Beast, well, slowly chomping down on a Crypt Fiend right now. That will take a bit of time to digest as the Tauren Chieftain picks up, well, what was that item? A Potion of Mana. All right, that could be a very, very big item indeed, giving it to the Farseer. Farseer desperately wants to get up to level 4 for that level 2 Chain Lightning, and that level 2 Chain Lightning should be able to do quite a bit of work. Tauren Chieftain finding a couple of these Raiders here. There's an ensnare on both of those Obsidian statues. Obsidian statue number 1 already taken down. Raiders getting taken down by the Destroyers. Obsidian statue number 2 no longer under focus, as all of a sudden the Black Arrows are really producing a large number of Dark Minions here. Chain Lightning, however, bouncing things around, now getting up to level 4. So Farseer has level 2 Chain Lightning and still plenty of mana to use across multiple targets. There goes a Stomp trying to finish things off. Are we going to see another level 2 Chain Lightning go down on that Dark Ranger, perhaps? No, Dark Ranger gets a Death Coil instead. All right, Dark Minions continuing to fight their way through. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 4. Lich is now sitting at level 3. Black Arrow is going to, well, turn this creep camp into a lot of Dark Minions. And that is just perhaps going to be more baiting target for that Chain Lightning. Coming back through, we are looking at Orc with 2 bases. 120 trying to set up that second base. Undead clearing up the remainder of this red creep camp here, as we are looking at level 4, level 3, level 3. Dark Ranger very close to level 4, perhaps getting access to level 2 Silence for a longer duration. Tauren Chieftain sitting at 4. Farseer is also sitting at 4. No chance of a level up here at all, as the Force Troll High Priest and all of these units going to get cleared up. Or Headhunters now need to try and retreat back here. Chain Lightning bouncing around. There's a giant Stomp, but no Lightning Shield to really follow things up, as the Farseer still has a bit of mana trying to burst things through. All right, Frost Nova bursting things down. There's a giant Stomp there. Dark Ranger now sitting up at level 4. Chain Lightning going after all of these dark minions, and that is giving more experience as well, as we see Frost Nova landing down onto that Kodo Beast as well. Tauren Chieftain, Potion of Invulnerability, still trying to lead the fight out of here. So many dark minions, and even with Chain Lightning constantly cleaning up those targets, they are not getting, they're just getting respawned easily by the mass Headhunter strategy. Tauren Chieftain trying to catch up to that one Obsidian statue, down to 82 hit points. Wind Riders will be able to finish that off, as a lone Headhunter is screaming, please don't turn me into a dark minion. All right, down to 27 hit points. One more final shot should be enough to finish him off. It doesn't get turned to a dark minion, but still gives experience to the undead. All right, a little bit more experience needed for that Death Knight there. Death Coil, Frost Nova. Is it a dead Farseer? No, it is not. Scroll of Speed, Healing Salve, getting that Farseer away when he was as low as 27 hit points. All right. No, it does not seem like there is web on those Crypt Fiends as of yet. Meanwhile, Wind Riders are going after some of these just dark minions. That's going to feed experience to the Farseer and that Tauren Chieftain. Yeah, it may not look like a lot of experience, but both the Farseer and the Tauren Chieftain now getting very close to level 5. level 3 Chain Lightning could cause quite a bit of problems. Are we going to see Orc Burrows trying to fight back here? This is a perfect opportunity to fight with home field advantage, but he's not doing so. Instead, retreating all the way back. 51 supply compared to 55. Orc Burrows could have been extremely useful. Instead, the Voodoo Lounge now taken down. All right, no Voodoo Lounge off to the north, as well, without that Voodoo Lounge, no additional healing opportunities either. 55 supply over 62 as one Orc Burrow ends up falling, as the Raiders wanted to perhaps land a couple of ensnares. Dark Ranger finding more creep camps all across the map to try and turn into Dark Minions, and that's exactly what's going to be happening there. A Dark Minion army ready to go. Lich really looking forward to getting to level 4 to start that Dark Ritual process and constantly stayed top off on mana. All right, Devour Magic onto those dire wolves. They're going to get cleaned up easily. Meanwhile, the main army going to go ahead and engage against off to the north here, trying to finish off the Altar of Darkness. Triple Raiders, and we are looking at the Tauren Chieftain in position here as the Undead army now comes in from the south side. Death Knight does have level 5, level 3. Death Coil is on the table. Frost Nova going down, as well as that Raider may end up getting taken down pretty easily. And another, well, Dark Minion pops up from there. 59 supply compared to 62. And, well, the Tauren Chieftain and the Farseer couldn't find a way to get that last bit of experience to get their level 3 abilities. All right. Enraged Elementals here. All of these are prime, easy targets to try and clear. Not quite sure why this isn't happening as of yet. Is this creep camp, this green creep camp, it may just be one of the heroes? Gonna be close. Tauren Chieftain, nope, double up off of that creep camp there. Pretty much right on the money for both of them. Yeah, so you can't question me doubting if that's going to be enough if both of them had the exact amount of experience needed to get to level 5. Level 3 Chain Lightning offered on the table. Tauren Chieftain level 3, Stomp, and here we are. There is that Stomp right there. Potion of Invulnerability used in time, though, as the Death Knight now trying to retreat back. All right, Frost Armor is there. Tauren Chieftain taking quite a bit of damage. Tauren Chieftain tries to get a Stomp off with the Scroll of Town Portal well in time. Chain Lightning, however, finds its target onto the Lich, and the Lich falls at level 3. All right. A big loss there. Farseer getting the kill on that level 3 Lich, getting a little bit more experience. And now, where are they perhaps going to try and travel off to next? Tauren Chieftain also using a Potion of Invisibility as well. It perhaps needs to be healed up, and may end up getting burst down if he is not careful. The only saving grace right now is the Lich needs to be resurrected, so that 1-2 combination is only a 1-item combo now, which I guess really isn't much of a combo. Anyways, Tauren Chieftain going to try to come back around on the other side here, finding the Death Knight. There is a Stomp there. Both sides fighting their way through. Chain Lightning, and the Death Knight going to be in trouble. Death Knight gets taken down. No survivability items there at all. 56 supply compared to 62. Death Knight falls at level 5. Tauren Chieftain and Farseer are now halfway. Are we going to see a level 5 Dark Ranger? There goes an Ensnare. There goes a Stomp, and all 3 undead heroes were dead at the same time nearly as the Death Knight resurrected at the tavern. Tauren Chieftain trying to clean things up here. Death Knight now shows up out here onto the battlefield. Are we going to see some more damage racked up on through? Tauren Chieftain doesn't have that much mana. Either does the Farseer, actually, as the Death Knight's going to be in trouble again. Not enough mana to really, finish off that target, though, as the Kodo Beast is trying to run away with an abomination in its belly, but no, ends up getting taken down. Death Knight getting healed back up. Obsidian statues, a wall of statues protecting that Death Knight here. Farseer trying to reach to the very far back. Are we going to see a Chain Lightning? There is a Stomp. There's a Chain Lightning. There's a little bit of extra damage, and the Tauren Chieftain now gets up to level 6. All right, Lyn able to get back into this game and now take a commanding lead, as the 2 level 6 heroes could be too much to overcome, as the glue that's holding this army together, the Obsidian statues, have no protection as all their heroes are taken down. unit after unit starting to fall. Lich now gets up to level 4. Tauren Chieftain says, sure, do you really want to try and engage against me? We should be looking at a couple of ensnares. There goes the Lich again. Potion of Healings is available. Ensnares now going down. Tauren Chieftain continuing to fight every which way through. Crypt Fiends racking up quite a bit of damage as well, as the Raiders now trying to retreat back. All right, looks as though the Lich is going to be able to stay alive. Raider really needs to get out of this fight here. He gets taken down. Lich now up, well, staying at level 4, but there are no more skeletal minions out here on the battlefield to easily replenish with that dark ritual. Tauren Chieftain trying to get in a position here, trying to take down the Altar of Darkness before it's able to resurrect the Death Knight. Will be able to do exactly that, as the Raider going to be forced to retreat back or die. Tauren Chieftain down to 270 hit points. Kodo Beast wants something in its belly, not going to be able to get much. And, well, units are still just simply retreating again. Cyclone, a Wand of the Wind charge that was completely forgotten. Only 2 charges, first time seen it. Lich ends up getting picked up into the air and taken down. Lin with the ultimate winning score, able to come over the top, taking down the undead heroes a multitude of times. And, well, it really did feel like the Orc army had the advantage once we got to dual level 5 on both that Farseer and Tauren Chieftain. Great job opening things up, getting that level 3 Chain Lightning, and then it was just a matter of time. It felt like that Chain Lightning, well, constantly finding targets, being able to bounce off of those skeletal minions, and then feed a bit more experience. If someone wants to, they could easily study the replay and figure out how many units, right? How many just dark minions were produced and then just constantly killed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed it.